I ain't gonna lie, G, you've been fucking up lately. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but y'all really been not on your job, and it's gonna be to a point where motherfuckers will have to switch up the fucking platform. I don't appreciate it. My guests don't appreciate it. Once Griff is back on, we're gonna be back on with the interview, episode 81. Of course, you know, blah blah blah. Score Swayze. Uh, Kevin Gates. I don't know why he's included in that whole rant, but guess what? He is. But yeah, great interview so far. Getting a lot of information about pretty much the marriage between punk and rap. Getting a lot of information about the project Crank My Pain Away. Once Griff is back on, we'll get this thing started again. I'll see where we left off. 9, Pain Away, rapping, producing. Okay, so that's we'll settle down. We'll have to do just walk, do a couple songs, and yeah, we'll just go from there. Hopefully everybody's having a solid Monday. I don't know what the fuck is. Oh, who shouts out to Ebony for stopping by. Just waiting on the guests to drop on by. We had a little technical difficulties situation go on, so we had to restart the live. Once the guest is back on, then we're back on. So yeah, now I have to entertain you people and like do bad stand up. So yeah, what's the deal with airplane food? I don't like airplane food. I know it's bad. I know it's bad. See that I was actually gonna do like a stand up special for not inside the rap studio, but for Swayze TV, where I would tell jokes in front of a crowd and hope they would laugh. And no matter the situation, I would still post like the still post the video and still post it as a special. Quite frankly, fuck it, it's content. But I'm probably gonna hold off on that idea. But yeah. For those that are just missing out, we have Griff is back in the building, so I don't have to explain that whole situation again. Terrific. Before you hop on, Griff, I like to give it huge apologies for IG fucking up. I try to
Hey!
I try to maintain my connection as much as possible. I'll be disconnecting shit off Wi-Fi here and there, and the connection will still be good. And shit,
No, yeah, it's all good. Fuck it.
You know, I gotta be a host and like do my hostly duties. So we're back live, episode 81, inside the Rapper Studio. Of course, I'm your host, Score Swayze, and of course, we have the wonderful, amazing Griffsauce. Once again, thank you very much for joining me on this live.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Next thing I wanted to talk to you about is the Wu-Tang Clan that you are in, which is called Just Walk. So I wanted you to talk to us about the inception of Just Walk, how it got started, and you guys' bond.
Damn, those are two heavy questions. So what I'd say first is how it started isn't how it got to where it is now, if that makes sense. Like there was like initially there were 4 other people in Just Walk that aren't in it anymore. From like way back in the day, like when I first started it. Like initially it was me and my really good man's Austin, who's the older brother of Little Max Smooth, if you know him from Just Walk, the little 14-year-old we got.
Yeah, I've heard of him from what's it called, interview.
Yeah, he's hard. He's great. But so we started doing some stuff, and it was almost centered around Max at first, just being like, we all love this kid, and we were just trying to like help him crank. And then we started doing some shows. We started going to these open mics, me and Austin, at Pipe Dreams. Shout out Pipe Dreams. And they were doing a open mic competition, like a battle of the bands kind of deal. And so we went in there, and this was initially like really just me representing Just Walk at the time. Like already at this point, like everyone else had already kind of left. This is more like like I said, early inceptions of what Just Walk was. But then I met Bill Carl Boomer. I met Seven. He's here fucking lighting up.
Oh, shout out to Seven, my guy.
Big shout outs to Seven. But I met them, met Nile, met a bunch of other great people in the scene. And then me and this other group ended up winning the contest, this open mic contest, and the prize was a little set at South by Southwest. So it was like one of the third or fourth shows we'd ever done, and it was at South by Southwest, which was pretty cool. And then on the way down there, me and Bill started to become good friends. He joined Just Walk down there, and then when we came back up, we were already like rocking with Seven, but we started hanging out with him more. Now I can't get rid of him. but no, and then it just kind of blossomed from there. We got like some videographers, like Pinch Fingers, 2020 Tubbis, Nile, whatever, of course, and just started all kind of having a little hand in what everyone else did. Like we were all free to be independent artists. Like it's a collective, not a group, right?
Gotcha.
So like everyone's free to do their own thing, but it's not even like we really have to ask for help from one another,
Gotcha. So I actually want to explore more into the South by Southwest performance, where first of all, that's a huge step within like the first like couple of shows to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, huge shout out to you guys for that, and that was an amazing step, an amazing move to even do. I want you to take us back to that day, to that time where you guys performed for South by Southwest. You guys were in Austin. You guys are a collective. Like, take us back and tell us the story.
I mean, that shit was. I don't even know how much of it I could say on live without being too incriminating.
Hey,
but we were turning up down there.
Whatever you can say that won't keep you out of jail. Put it like that.
All right. Well, we were eating popcorn and candy and whatnot, going up down 8th Street, having a great time. And then we were supposed to be performing for Sauce Walker, right? He was supposed to be the headliner of the event. I can't even remember who else ended up playing, but it got switched around, like especially down South by Southwest, there's just like 200 shows going on at a time. So people will get double booked, whatever else. But so me and Bill, we both like Sauce Walker, and we were pretty bummed that we weren't playing with them, right?
Right.
But whatever, we're still making the best of the trip. We bonded over the Beatles like shit. Like we both love the Beatles and whatever else. But then we were at this one party at Mud, shout out Mud, and we met Sauce Walker. He just happened to be at the same party as us.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it just felt very, like I was saying, like the stars aligning kind of thing. Like, this seems like a weird sign if there ever was a weird sign. This dude we were supposed to play with that we ended up not playing with, we just ran into. And then I think, I'm pretty sure Bill joined, like, officially, like took his little pledge video. I'm just walk now, just walk, bitch, whatever else. Like just an hour after we met that man. Because I think we were both just on the same type of time, like, kind of just going there as like fellow musicians and not really realizing we'd be coming back like in the same creed, So it just felt right. It wasn't anything we were really planning, but the exception just kind of blew up from there. Like me and Bill started cranking out those secret shows. Like we do these packed basement shows. And I would always book out like venues and shit as well. And just getting booked for the first time was great. And yeah, just gonna keep it up.
Absolutely. One thing I can really like say about Just Walk in terms of like how you guys operate and maneuver, it's like it's very one for all for one. And that really is a testament to how people work within groups and collectives. Because a lot of the times people get really selfish. A lot of times people just like want things for themselves. But it almost seems like a very family, close-knit Just Walk. So would you say that the success kind of like atones for the bond that you guys have?
For sure. And I mean, it's it's hard to be mad when you're winning, as well. But I mean, on a serious note as well, you're talking about like a family and the bond. It's like we always hang out all the time. And like when we do hang out, it's really on some like, you feel I got boxing gloves in my kitchen. Like we really just rail on each other and whatever else. So it relieves a lot of maybe tension that a lot of other groups might have just because of the kind of friendship that we have.
Gotcha. Oh, the man of the hour just popped in. He shouts at the Bill Carl.
Of course. He said cat. That's funny.
But Bill, you were just missing how he was telling the story of you kind of taking the pledge of Just Walk when you guys were in South by Southwest. Kind of wish you were there to like kind of like take on that get that story.
Nah, he hates telling that story.
I would assume that he would too. But yeah, I kind of want to delve back into like the show sequence of Just Walk and Griffsauce in general. It's a lot of fucking energy, if I had to say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fucking energy, especially when it comes to the secret shows, especially when it comes to the content that you guys put out for the secret shows.
Right.
Even shit that you guys like perform at the Crown. Like, I want you to like elaborate on the stage presence of Just Walk.
That came pretty naturally. I mean, you know, I go on stage and the first thing I do is just yell, "Yeah, fuck," as loud as I can. You know, and that really just it sets the mood.
Rapping one over.
Applause. it sets the mood. The audience starts really getting into shit. They start moshing, and that's the type of shit I grew up on. And so, I mean, it's pretty hard not to get super hyped, you know, while you're performing to that type of energy. And like, although I'm probably the most straight metalhead of the group, like everyone already has like kind of their own mosh pit, like harder vibes. So like musician to musician, we were all able to mesh pretty well on stage. You know, it didn't really feel like it would have felt like it was much more of a cohesive process of our sets than it was. It was just like, all right, we each get 3 songs. What are we about to do? You know, decide on the way there type shit.
So when it comes to just the stage presence and like the energy that you guys bring in, and the motion in general, do you feel as though like the energy could be seen as aggressive? Because some people that aren't really used to moshing and really aren't used to like shows are done within that type of like, I guess, circle or I guess like, area.
Yeah, I feel you. It's I can totally see why people might be intimidated by that or think it's like, you know, just a bunch of really rowdy kids punching each other. And in a sense it is. But there's also a kind of unspoken rule. If someone gets thrown the fuck down, if someone really gets knocked down, everyone scrambles to pick them up.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's you can it's just like having boxing gloves in my kitchen, you know, like you can get that energy and aggressiveness out and still everyone's happy and safe at the end of the day, you know.
Gotcha. So the next song I wanted to talk to you about, I found it on your SoundCloud. I'm on now on SoundCloud.
Where?
It's RMG. What does RMG stand for?
Oh yeah, that was when I was saying earlier, like when I first started producing and like high school. Shout out my good man's Imogen as well. That's from way back in the day. She was really bumping my shit back then. But so that's all. None of my vocals are on there. Like I might like yelled in the back of some, you know, and like did some ad libs or whatever else. But that was all me producing for other people, and it was like kind of the vibe I was going for. You can tell if you listen to my stuff back then, I was trying to make what I make now. It's like kind of that punk, kind of that metal, but I didn't really have the blend down yet, you know.
Gotcha. So, how is RMG a group?
We called it a group, but it was really just me and this one other man's. And then we would have a couple other people come in and out, but we were the only 2 like consistent ones, you know.
Gotcha. So the song that I'm playing right now, I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Yeah, this is Beating Jesus, right?
Absolutely. Talk to me about it.
That's a classic. That was our first, like we've been just doing it like kind of, you know, high school shows, stuff like that. Like, we would book out real venues, but it would be, you know, some 16-year-old shit. But that song was the first song that really started to see like some traction. Like people really started to throw that shit up on their stories and all over SoundCloud and everything else. And so that was more of, for the first time, like I started just like interacting with random ass musicians from, you know, somewhere across the internet, you know.
Got it.
But for the time, I was like, you know, that song was really my biggest hit for the time. But shortly after that, I think that's when we decided to split up.
Gotcha. We actually have a question down here. Zam and GT did a lot of the RMG's music videos, right?
They did some. We actually I mentioned him earlier. Tommy Waldo. I think his Instagram is 2020 Tubbis, I believe. He was a part of with GT and Asm. Like the three of them were, what was it called? Like Fresnel Cinema was like their videography name or whatever. But so I still work with some of those same people that I worked with way back when I was like 15, 16 years old, like making my first music videos, you know, like on that family type of time. Like if there's someone I know I mesh well with artistically, like there's no need for me to try to fuck that up. Like just be loyal to the same people for however long you can.
Gotcha. I mean, it speaks to the work that's within, like, you know, just walk. Whereas those working within, and like it kind of just flourishes and bubbles up and like it blossoms into its own flower. Granted, it might be a Venus flytrap because like of the music that's like really aggressive, but it's a flower nonetheless that's been rooted out of love and respect and loyalty. So the song that's playing, that's everybody's late to school on, is Feeding Jesus by RMG, the duo group that our wonderful guest of Inside the Rapper Studio, episode 81. Griffsauce. Once again, thank you very much for joining me and answering these tough, hard-hitting questions. I'm going to give a few more shout-outs to everybody that's in the building. Shouts out to Jay. Shouts out to Pecos Billy. Shouts out Bill Carr, of course. Max Goof. Max, shouts out to you. Who else we got in here? We got Neon June. Neon June's in here. Always showing love. Alfie Jalo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. We got Decentive. We got Diesel Mac in the building. Diesel actually just dropped a project called Something You Gotta Deal With. Out available on streaming services. Check that out. It's really good. Yeah. So, last thing I wanted to talk to you about within this live is what is next for the Griff Man.
Big things, I think. For like 2 years now, I've been like going back and forth on my first like full length tape. Finally got it finished. Set in stone. I'm not gonna tell you when I'm dropping it yet, but I can promise you it's coming out. I got like I'm about to leak a whole bunch of other people's music.
Why not?
I'm like, you know, it's a lot of people like I really respect and love as artists that I just had their songs like over my beats or whatever on my computer for however long, and I'm just like, I'm gonna just drop it. But so I'm doing that probably next. I just dropped my tape with Bailey. We got a music video for that Soldier Boy one I mentioned coming out Wednesday. Just shot another music video, but big things. Just follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna be posting about everything. It's coming soon. I've been keeping people waiting, and I've been undropping my music for too long. I'm about to unleash all the crank.
You said undropping your music?
Oh, you weren't aware?
Like,
oh yeah,
like just
I pulled a number on people. Like when I was doing all the shows at the Crown, especially, I would stay having people come up and be like, you know, why am I listening to the same 3 songs by you for forever now? And so I dropped this one song after like 6 months of not dropping anything, called Crankshafts. And it was my first one on all platforms. Everything else, I had like this little claymation video, whatever else. And I put out this big old thing. I'm like, I'm about to delete this fucking song forever, just cause did a big like Griffsauce is unreleasing his shit. So like, you know, the little bit of music I finally put out, I got rid of right away.
Do you feel?
But those days are behind us, bro. It's gonna be nothing but dropping the crank from now on.
Like that was good promotion or something.
I love that promotion.
Like, I think the last thing I want people to tell me is like, "Hey, that song was hot. Can you like bring that back to us?" Granted, if it's some ass water, that ain't no way in the world. But
nah, I went real heavy on this one, and like I got to play it like live a couple times post cancellation.
Yeah.
And that shit was great. You know, like the few people that are like, oh shit, I thought this song was dead. You know, and then I'm sitting there screaming it.
Good. Do you have any like not viral, but like virtual performances or anything virtual that's in the works real soon?
Only thing I can say is I'm about to be working on some stuff with Planet, and I have my hand in more it as well. He's got a new series coming out real soon, and I'm about to be doing some stuff on there. So I'll definitely send you some links to that as soon as I can.
Ooh, we love to see it. We love to hear about it. All right. Well, it's been a very, very, very wonderful episode, in my opinion. Very great conversation, very great content, very great things coming through, not just from Just Walk, but from Griffsauce, the man himself. So, Griff, do you have any last words, any last promotions, any last propaganda for the people?
Keep on cranking. Keep it going. Let me give you one last real good real quick.
Keep on cranking.
Keep on cranking.
On cranking.
Your Carbona ugly as shit.
Yeah, he is ugly as shit. All right, Swayze, I'm gonna leave you with this. Yeah!
I'm not gonna yell because I'm in the house with my friends. But huge shouts out to Griffsauce for a great interview. Coming up next on Inside the Rapper Studio tomorrow, we got Elon the Don in the building. We're gonna be talking about her latest single, "Play a Haters Anthem," featuring Monty D, working with Monty D, as well as staying fit within hip hop. I'd like to thank everybody that's been in this live, whether it's 1 second, 1 minute, or the entire show. I would not like to thank IG for fucking up my first part. Don't like that shit at all. Don't let it happen again. Swear to God. But big things happening for Swayze TV. For the month of August, we have Score Swayze Saturdays. That's right, Score Swayze Saturdays. Every Saturday for the month of August, you got something coming from your boy. This Saturday will be the world premiere of the music video Shelf. Next Saturday will be a live special between Inside the Rapper Studio and the illustrious podcast Working Title. We got to that. Of course, we got the release of Love, a double feature, as well as new merch coming from What a Maneuver. You'll get updates as we go along and things like that. I don't want to hold you guys up. Pretty sure you got some things to do. So, of course, from your host, Score Swayze, and our wonderful guest of episode 81 of Inside the Rap Studio, Griffsauce, I'd like to tell you guys thank you very much. And as always, wash your hands, wear a mask, stay in the house. And motherfucker shit.